Hello there, Narek is here, and today I'm going to talk about how to rationalize a denominator. So, in order to talk about this part, you can check the previous videos related to the square root of a real number or the nth root of a real number, because they are linked and related to this video. So, I'm going to take directly a few examples and we're gonna solve them together. So let's start. The first example, let's say we have 1 over square root of 2. In order to rationalize, it means I do not want any radical or root at the denominator. I can say that it's the same thing as 1 over radical 2 times radical 2 over radical 2. Now, radical 2 over radical 2, or square root of 2 over square root of 2, is 1. So it's as if I'm multiplying by 1. So numerator 1 times square root of 2, it will remain square root of 2. And square root of 2 times square root of 2 is simply 2. Alright? So this is how you rationalize your denominator. Second example. What about 6 over square root of 2? Again, we have at the denominator a square root of 2. I can say it's 6 over square root of 2 times square root of 2 over square root of 2. We have to multiply by something similar in order to avoid having the square root. So square root of 2 over square root of 2, again it's 1, so it's as if I'm multiplying by 1. So the answer will be 6 square root of 2 over 2. The final answer could be written as 3 square root of 2. Alright, now let's take some other examples. What about 1 over square root of 3 minus square root of 2? As you can see, it's quite different than the previous two examples. In this case, you have square root of 3 minus square root of 2. So, in order to remove or to rationalize this denominator, you have to multiply by what we call the conjugated part. So, if your denominator is square root of 3 minus square root of 2, the conjugated part will be square root of 3 plus square root of 2. So, I can write it down as 1 over square root of 3 minus square root of 2 times square root of 3 plus square root of 2 over square root of 3 plus square root of 2. Why? In order to obtain a minus b times a plus b, which is a squared minus b squared. So I will be removing the radicals. At the numerator, I will have square root of 3 plus square root of 2 over square root of 3 minus square root of 2, a minus b, times a plus b, square root of 3 plus square root of 2, is a squared, so it's 3, minus b squared, 2. So the final answer is square root of 3 plus square root of 2. Alright? Now, another example. What about 3 minus 2 square root of 3 over 3 plus 3 square root of 3. Again, I'm gonna multiply by, this is 3 minus 2 square root of 3 over 3 plus 3 square root of 3 times 3 minus 3 square root of 3 over 3 minus 3 square root of 3. So I'm using again the conjugated part. So at the numerator I will have 3 minus 2 square root of 3 times 3 minus 3 square root of 3 over 9 minus 9 times 3 is 27. Now of course I can rearrange it. It will be 9 minus 9 square root of 3 minus 6 square root of 3 plus 6 times 3, 18 over minus 18. Alright, so the final answer, we can say it's 27 minus 15 square root of 3 over minus 18. So this is how we rationalized this fraction. I'm going to take a couple of other examples which are of course quite different. So what about rationalizing this case, the cubic root of 5? Now I cannot multiply by square root of 5 over square root of 5 because square root and cubic root are different. So I have to act a little bit more clever. So I should say it's 1 over cubic root of 5 times the cubic root of 5 to the power of 2 over the cubic root of 5 to the power of 2. Why did I choose 5 to the power of 2 and not 5 to the power of 1? Because in case I did 5 times 5, it will remain 25. The cubic root of 25 is not 5. The cubic root of 125 is 5. So you have to choose 5 to the power of 2. So you will have the cubic root of 5 to the power of 2 over 5. And this is how you were able to rationalize. One last example. What about a case like this? 1 over the square root of 2 minus 1. Now in this case you have 2 times the square root. So you have to say it's 1 over square root of 2 minus 1 times square root of 2 minus 1 over square root of 2 minus 1. I will consider this as 1 square root. It's similar to 1 over square root of a. The radical 2 minus 1, I can consider them as a. So I'm multiplying by radical of a over radical of a. So I will get the answer square root of 2 minus 1 over square root of 2 minus 1. Now I still have a radical, a square root at my denominator. So I will have to multiply by the conjugated part. So I'm going to take square root of 2 minus 1 over square root of 2 minus 1 times square root of 2 plus 1 over square root of 2 plus 1. So the answer will be square root of 2 minus 1 times square root of 2 plus 1 over 2 minus 1, it's 1, so this will be your final answer. And in this case, as you can see, you were able to rationalize the denominator. So these are some cases, and of course, as you can see, these examples are quite different one from the other. That's all for this video. Why don't you subscribe to my channel? I will be uploading new material from now on. I will upload new material and you'll be notified whenever I upload them. I can also share with you my Instagram and Facebook account. You can contact me directly or you can simply leave a comment below. That's all for this video and that's all for today. I hope it was helpful and see you next time.